Alright, so boom, you want to learn how to air dribble with using arrow left, like that. Let me show you how. Or what I do actually, and what a lot of people do. First off, you wanna, I'm assuming you already know how to use arrow left to begin with, but you wanna either use the regular free play mode. If you already know how to set yourself up, then use that. You'll do better just like practicing like that. But if you don't know how to set yourself up, then use a training pack. So for this case, I'm using this training pack, Air Dribble Mastery. Now you can also use Water Air Dribble, the classic one that everyone knows, but I use this. Um, this is what I use to practice. I also use this to practice, but for a long time I was using this one. So this is the code. So this is the first one. You can use this if you want to practice, but we're not doing that one. Alright, so this is the second one. So the ones you want to use is the second one, the third, and the fourth one. So the consecutive ones that's coming up. But this is what I started with when I finally understood arrow left. This is the training pack I used to actually like master air dribbling, I guess. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not a master at air dribbling at all. In fact, I'm only like 130 hours in this game. Like, I've been playing for a bit recently. I just got like into Rocket League again since I started my YouTube thing. But that was lucky what I just did about the clip reset. But yeah, arrow left is, you don't have to use it the whole time. You don't have to hold the button the whole way through. I feel like a lot of people think that's what these pros do. It's just use that only. That's not even close. Like me, especially, the only time I use arrow left is at the beginning stage of the flight. So when I'm flying towards the ball, I'm using arrow left. But once I'm about to hit the ball, like it could be like half a second later, I'll switch to L1, which is my regular arrow button. So like I'll fly, boom, fly towards it, then I'll switch to L1 just to adjust myself, you know? That's how you want to use it in my opinion. If you're a freestyler and you already know how to adjust yourself like a pro, you know, then you could, like, if you want, try and just keep holding R1. It's not really gonna do much for you if I'm being honest. You want to use both. If you feel like you're not in control with your car, you want to use both. You want to switch over to L1 or whatever your button is for your arrow. Normally it's L1. So yeah. Now tornado spinning and all that, like it all depends on how you hit the ball. So like here, yeah, I'll tornado spin, you know. Or here, you don't really tornado spin, you know. It just all depends. Like, boom. I'm not really tornado spinning. Like, tornado spinning, in my opinion, is just holding right the whole time. It's just how you adjust your car. And I can't really explain to you how to adjust your car because you have to know how to arrow left to begin with. If you know how to arrow left, then you don't really need to know, like, okay, how do I adjust my car in the air, you know? And if anything, if you want to adjust your car, use the regular arrow button. It doesn't hurt to use it. A lot of people do it. I guarantee you, watch like a Squishy video. You'll see he uses arrow left and the regular arrow just the same amount. Like, sometimes the regular arrow is what he uses the most. He only uses arrow left to like get off the wall. And that's what a lot of people do, you know? Especially in a 3s to 2s to a 1s match. Normally, in a 3s match, you're under pressure the whole time. You're not gonna have time to, you know, follow the ball and like, you know, try to adjust yourself. You're gonna be like sporadically like going crazy, you know, trying to hit the ball before the other opponent can. And then you'll do this, you know, to keep up. Like, you'll do that in a 3s match. In a 2s match, you'll do the same thing probably. Or you can, like, you know, have more time. In a 1s match, that's where you could, like, you know, have fun and use arrow left and freestyle and stuff like that. See, like, me, even I mess up. When I hold R1 the whole time, which is my arrow left button, I'm not gonna be able to, like, go under the ball efficiently, like what I want to do. But if I use L1 and R1, I at least adjust myself a lot more. That's what I feel like. And that's what you should be able to do, you know? You don't gotta worry about holding the button the whole time. Even when I started, like, that's what I think or thought everyone did, was just use arrow left only. No, you gotta use both. When you're flying, before you hit the ball, you know, you could use arrow left. But once you're about to hit the ball and you gotta adjust yourself, then you want to hold L1 or your regular arrow button, whatever it is. See, like, I switch between them. I don't always use arrow left. Now, there's other situations where, depending, like, the ball could be like this. This is the third training. So, you do this, boom. Now you want to kind of tornado spin to, like, adjust your car in the right way, you know? So, like me, I'm gonna hold right and I hold up. Like, I'll say what I'm doing as I do it. So, look, with my joystick. So, yeah. Hold right, and then I'll hold up, you know? So, like, fly towards the ball. That's basically what I do. Boom. It's just situational. I can't explain it. You just gotta know how to adjust yourself in the air. But once I'm about to hit the ball, I guarantee you I'm holding L1 instead of arrow left. I guarantee it 100%. That's all I ever do. A lot of people do it. Go and watch a Squishy video. Look at his controller. Every time because his arrow is set to square, but once he's about to hit the ball, or sometimes he doesn't even have to do it, like he'll just use a regular arrow to, you know, adjust himself. You don't have to use arrow left the whole time. That's my point. I can't even explain to you how to do it like a pro, because I'm not even close to that. But once I mess up with my arrow left, put it like this. Once I mess up, I'll switch to my L1 button the whole time, and then probably I'll switch back, you know, to arrow left. It's just whatever you feel comfortable at that moment, you know. It's always situational. That's the only way I could give it to you. See, like in that situation, I messed up. I didn't get to use arrow left, so I switched to L1. In this situation, I'm holding R1. Now I let go of R1. Now I'm, like, you know, just adjusting. In this situation, I'm holding L1. I mean R1 the whole time. In this situation, you know, now I switch from R1 to L1. Like, it's all situational. You don't have to always use arrow left. Here, I could use arrow left like a lot more because I had more air time. I wasn't about to hit the ball yet. Now here, I'm about to hit the ball. I switch to L1. Here, I'm still in the air, so I can use arrow left freely. Like, if anything, that's how you want to use arrow left, you know? Once you're about to hit the ball, switch. I switch. Like, that's the honest truth. Like, you don't have to hold the button the whole time. But yeah, I use this training pack to practice. So, but then once I got comfortable with, like, you know, air dribbling a little bit, I just used free play and just kept hitting the ball off the wall and doing any kind of situation. So yeah. Alright, so there's this one. This is the last one that I say you could use. It's the one after the one I just showed. This is like a good, clear example. I'm gonna fly to the ball with arrow left. So I'm just adjusting myself, you know, flying. And then, like, when I'm about, like, I don't know, inches away, not even inches, I can't tell the distance, but when I'm like a second away from the ball, I'm gonna switch to L1. Boom, I switched. I'm holding R1, switch to L1. Holding R1, still holding R1, still holding R1, switch to L1. Like, that's how you do it. If anything, if you want to really be like real. At that moment, I switched to L1. But yeah, arrow left is like, it's not a mandatory thing. You don't even have to be using it, to be honest, but it's useful to use, in my opinion. It's just, you don't have to hold it the whole time you're in flight. That's all I'm trying to say. If you know how to adjust your car, you know, with arrow left, that's a good thing. But if you know you can't really adjust it while you're about to hit it, then switch to L1. That's literally what I do, and it works out like a lot of the time, you know. And then once I hit the ball like that, and you know the ball's going at full speed, at that point I'm not even using arrow left at all. I'm just like, you know, trying to adjust the whole time with arrow, L1. That's how you want to use arrow left, if anything. So like tornado spinning, you know, all that, you can do it like that the whole time. I mean, it's not really gonna do much for you, but as long as you know how to control yourself for the moment, and then you can switch, you know, you're good. Don't worry about holding R1 or whatever it's set on the whole time, you know. See, sometimes I don't even hold either button. Like, it's just a situational thing. That's literally it. And then once you understand how to adjust your car with arrow left, you don't, you know, you do whatever you want. Like, it looks flashy because it looks nice, like you're rotating and stuff, but half the time people don't even use arrow left the whole time when they're doing it. You may think they are, but they're not. Like, you have to really look at my buttons. I'm always switching back and forth between them sometimes. See, like, I can literally switch between them if I wanted to. I'll hold R1, I'll hold L1, I'll hold R1. Now I just held R1 the whole time until I hit the ball because I was still in flight, you know. It's almost like a visualizing thing where you're like flying through rings, right? You're trying to get to the ball, but you're going through rings, you know, to control yourself. Once you're about to hit the ball, then you hold L1 and you adjust. That's it. Almost like you're about to land on the floor. Like you see? Boom, I hold L1 to adjust myself. The same thing, but with hitting the ball. And a lot of the times you'll mess up, you know? Some people, they'll do stuff like that. Like, you'll notice pros, a lot of pros, they'll do some cool stuff, like they'll fly, boom, and then they'll like fly to the ball and then flick it, like stuff like that. That uses a lot of arrow left, if anything. But once they're about to hit the ball, they're definitely not using arrow left. Or right. I say arrow left, but I'm talking about both in general. But yeah, I hope that made sense. For the guy that commented, I hope that makes sense. I can't really teach you how to arrow left, that's my point. But my previous videos did. But I can't really teach you again because at this point, I'm just showing you how people air dribble. And normally, you're using both buttons, you're not just using arrow left. That's all I'm trying to say. You don't gotta worry about how do I adjust myself with arrow left. No. If you can't do it, adjust yourself with both, you know. Adjust yourself in the flight with arrow left, and then once you're about to hit the ball, just hold L1 and do things, you know. Do what you're comfortable with. And I missed the redirect, but yeah. You don't always gotta be holding that button, that's all I'm trying to say. As long as you know how to control yourself. But yeah, I hope that helped, guys. And that's gonna be the video. Please leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you on the next video.